For this DIY, we're going to be using one of these wooden trucks from Dollar Tree that obviously you can find in the Valentine's section. Dollar Tree has one of these trucks for just about every season, but I am just going to be painting this one and maybe using it as a napkin holder. I haven't decided if I'm going to use it for that or on my desk as a paper holder, but we'll just have to wait and see. First thing I did was I pulled off all of the little extra wooden pieces that were attached to the front of this. I used one of the little Dollar Tree like cricket scrapers to get up under them and pry them up. Then I sanded down the rough spots, and now I am just using the Waverly Antique Wax to stain it, and I will paint it on and then wipe off the excess, and the antique wax gives it such a nice look. Now I am going to do this front and back because once I attach the napkin holder to this, there may be times where you would see the back, so I want it to have a nice finished look. After you get both sides stained and the excess wiped off and it is completely dry, we are going to go to paint all the little pieces, so the doors and the hearts. Now I use the Waverly Crimson color paint. It's a chalk paint to do most of this. I did mix in some of white acrylic paint with the red and for certain pieces to give some different colors. So I did the door in the red, and then the other ones I just started kind of blending in some white to make different shades of pink to give it more colors and more dimension. So once you get all those painted and completely dry, then we're going to go to painting on some details and doing some details on the truck itself. So now it's time to do some details. I used a paint pen that I think I got from Walmart, and you see here I keep wiping it off because I don't know if by using the paint pen if it made the red wet again or if it didn't get 100% dry. I kept getting red on the tip of my paint pen, so I would just wipe that off on my paper, and all I did was trace around the edges on the door and the window there, and there were some grooves in it to where I could see where to trace. But when it came to the hearts, I just started to do some designs, different designs on each one. I did polka dots on one, which was easy. I just dabbed my paint pen on all over the place. Then on the other one, I did like a stitching around the edge. So just little dashes all the way around, which turned out really cute. And I think on the third one, I ended up doing just lines across it to make it striped, and I thought all of those turned out super cute and a little bit different. So then I did the hearts that go around the wheels, like the hubcaps, and all I did was I just drew a white heart inside the middle of the heart, and I thought they all turned out super cute, and they all had a little bit different style and shading. So once they were completely dry and the door was completely dry, I was able to just glue those back on where they came from. Before I did that though, I did use Waverly white chalk paint, and I painted in on the back of the truck those two bigger hearts that are attached. I did try to draw like edging with a Sharpie, and that did not work. So I ended up using the chalk paint and painting over it. Now here's where I did the wheels. I just used one of the circle sponges from Dollar Tree and used black Waverly chalk paint and just dabbed on circles. And then here I painted the hearts in the back of the truck. Now I did 2 coats over these. The first coat went on pretty good, but I needed the second coat to cover up my Sharpie mistake. So I just filled in the hearts. I wasn't particularly careful with it because the other hearts are going to cover any little mistakes I may have made. And then I used the black Sharpie and did the spacing in between the bed rails on the back. So now I hot glued a little foam heart that I got from Dollar Tree on the door, and I did end up writing on the door. I wrote X&O Company underneath the heart with a paint pen. And I thought this truck turned out super cute, even though I did make some mistakes with the Sharpie. Once I got all my hearts back on, I decided that the white was just too bright, so I used a red paint pen that I got from Walmart and did like an edging on one of the hearts, and then I did like the stitch work look on the other one, and that just gave it a little bit more dimension and kind of made them stand apart from each other, and I thought this turned out super cute. Here I'm going to be attaching this napkin holder to the back of the truck. So I do just use some of the gel super glue from Dollar Tree, and I put it along the rails on the napkin holder and then just firmly pressed them to the back of the truck. After I did get them on there, they kind of wanted to pull away because the truck had a bend to it, because they're not all created equal. If you've gotten Dollar Tree signs before, you know some of them are kind of warped. So I did take my hot glue gun and run a little bit of that on there to help hold it on while the super glue dried. And this is how it turned out. I hope you guys really enjoyed this DIY, and if you did, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and subscribe and hit the bell notifications.